standing Beavers, 13-12 on the season, 6-6 in West Coast Conference play. Winners of 3 consecutive basketball games, rallying in all 3 contests from double-digit deficits to pick up the wins. It'll be Josiah Lake the second, the 6'2", 290-pound junior getting the start at the point. He's averaging 13.5 points and nearly 4 assists per game. Will be joined in the starting backcourt by Des White. Started his career at Austin Peay, then went to Missouri State, now playing for the Beavers. The 6'2", 280-pound junior averaging just under 10 points per game. Isaiah C. Will also be in the starting lineup. He is another very good three-point shooter for this Oregon State team. Young man out of France. C at 6'7", 220-pound junior, averaging 9.6 points per game. On the front line, we're going to see Johan Munch, 6'11", 222-pound sophomore. He's averaged a double-double his last 3 games on the season, just under 8 points and 5 rebounds per game. Starting in the middle, Olavi Suotela, young man out of Finland, 6'11", 209-pound freshman, averaging 5.5 points a game. For the Bulldogs, Braden Smith gets the call at the point, his 16th start of the season. The 170-pound redshirt junior out of Seattle is averaging 6 points and better than 4 assists per game. Emmanuel Inocente starts beside him in the backcourt. His 20th start of the year, 6'5", 198-pounder out of the Ivory Coast, is averaging just under 5 points and 3 rebounds per contest. Adam Miller, part of that 3-guard rotation, a 6'3", 200-pound grad student. 15th start of the year for Ace, who's averaging 7.2 points per contest. Jalen Worley gets his 9th start of the year at the 4 spot. The 6'7", 205-pounder is averaging 7.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 2 assists per game. Graham Ike, it gets the start in the middle. The 6'9", 255-pounder out of Aurora, Colorado, his 20th start of the season, leads the West Coast Conference, 19 points per game, second in the league standings with 8.6 rebounds per contest. For the Beavers, it'll be White, Lake, C, Munch, and Suotela. For the Zags, Smith, Inocente, Miller, Worley, and Ike. The Bulldogs will wear their traditional road blue uniforms for this afternoon's contest with the red and white trim, Gonzaga across their chest, their names in white on the backs of the uniforms. Meanwhile, for Oregon State, the Beavers are going to wear the home whites with the black and orange trim. Beavers written in orange cursive letters across their chests, their names in black on the backs of the uniforms. Our officials for tonight's game, Tyler Kump, Matthew Ruckison, and Ben Cartmel. The Bulldogs will move left to right in the first 20 minutes of tonight's game at Gill Coliseum. Again, the Beavers last year with an entirely different lineup upset Gonzaga, the 16th ranked team in the country at the time, in overtime. Graham Ike with a 3-pointer from the left side tied things up dramatically to send us into the extra period, but the Bulldogs could not get over the hump, and Oregon State picked up the win. Zags returned the favor and then some at the McCarthy Athletic Center a couple of weeks later, winning 98-60. And those 2 meetings, the first since 1991 between Gonzaga and Oregon State. Again, the Bulldogs shorthanded without Brayton Huff. Will look to bounce back from the loss at Portland, where they allowed the Pilots to shoot 59% from the field. Gonzaga's offense also struggled, shooting just 40%. The Bulldogs got out-rebounded by 5 by a Portland team that was even on the glass all season. Zags out of the huddle. Graham Ike, Ace Miller, both wearing the blue headbands to match the dark blue road uniforms for the Zags. Ike to jump center for the Bulldogs. Munch to do the honors for Oregon State. Munch, a sophomore, playing well of late, as I mentioned earlier, averaging a triple-double his last 3, almost 14 points and 11 rebounds. Zags control the opening tip. Smith in the front court. Worley now between the circles. Back to Smith. Top of the key, Ike. Right sideline pass, Miller. Top of the key, Worley. Worley bounces in the paint. Ike catches, spins, shoots, and scores. Zags go right to the leading scorer in the West Coast Conference, and he delivers. Ike makes it 2-0 Zags. Cross half court, under pressure is Lake. Bounces it left side. White has it briefly, the transfer from Missouri State. Out top to Munch. And now they give it up right side to C, the Frenchman who has shot it well but struggled of late. Ace Miller trying to poke the ball away. and is whistled for the personal foul. C had a career-high 25 points in a win over LMU 5 games ago. Since, he's gone 6 of 35 from the field. All 6 makes have been from behind the three-point line, where he's 6 out of 24. He's one of 5 players in the roster who's shot from behind the three-point line more than half of his shot attempts this season. Lake picks up his dribble, passes it to Munch, gets it right back, drives baseline, gets underneath the basket, kick out, extra pass, left corner, C shoots the 3 and hits it. Just said he's been struggling, and just like that, he knocks one down. 3-2 Oregon State on top. Got a good crowd in here, biggest of the season by far. They're averaging about 2,700 fans per game here at Gill Coliseum this year. Ike goes down into the basket. Zags are trying to get it to him. Instead, Smith has to feed Worley top the key. He hands it off to Innocente. Back to Worley on the pick and roll. Shot off the glass, rattles home for Worley. Bulldogs go back on top by 1. Heard Coach Few in the pregame. Worley got a little banged up. Took a knee in the loss to Portland, playing with that left leg wrapped up. Suatella, big man out of Finland, hands it off to Lake, almost traveled with it. Able to keep the pivot foot down. Pass right side to C. C defended by Miller. Dribbles into the corner, keeps it alive. Shot clock down to 6. Now picks up the dribble, looking over the top. Suatella catches, loses it, and it's Gonzaga basketball. Nice pressure defense. Worley in front. Ike came over to close late and forced the turnover. Tom Hudson with you here in Corvallis. Adam Morrison not with us today. He spent last night in Spokane with his daughter, Addie, at senior night at Meade High School. He'll be back when the Zags host Washington State on Tuesday. Smith between the circles off the EK screen. Bounce it back to Graham. Graham looks down low. Worley's wide open there. Catches, shoots. A late close by Munch, and he blocks the shot. Boy, Worley could have gone right up with that and gotten the easy 2, but hesitated just for a split second, and the Beavers get the bucket. Here's a drive. Rolls around and scores. The finish for Lake. 5-4. Beavers on top. Pass intended for Ace Miller up the right sideline. White flies in and pokes it out of bounds. Both teams very active here early. Jalen Worley inbounds from the sideline. Passes it in the backcourt. Smith will bring it into the offensive end for the Bulldogs. Gets a screen from Worley. Drives with the left. Gives it up to Worley. Little runner for Jalen. Rim, glass, and in. Worley with a couple of early buckets. Gonzaga by 1. Into the front court under heavy pressure is Lake. Gets a couple of screens. Dribbles from his left all the way to the right sideline. Now to C, just inside a half court. Ace Miller all over him. Bounce pass left side for White. White has it knocked off his leg, out of bounds by Jalen Worley. Great defensive play by Jalen, who's all over the court right now. Worley will inbound from in front of the GU bench. Now Braden Smith will walk the ball up the floor. Braden passes left side to Innocente. Fakes right, tries to drive left. C denies him. Bounce to Ike on the baseline pass. Gets through to Miller. Miller from the right side fires a 3. Won't go down. Long rebound is grabbed by Lake. He's in the front court with it. Bulldogs slow him down. Pass it to Munch right back to Lake. Munch sets a screen. Lake drives. Cut off. Kick back out. It's White there. Driving with the right hand. Cut off by Worley. Kick out. Now it's C at the top of the key. One pass over to the right side, and White, little fadeaway jumper, rattles around and drops. Back and forth we go, 7-6. Beavers back ahead by 1. Quickly the other way, Smith into the front court, finds Worley trailing. Now left sideline pass for Miller. Miller turns the corner, picks up his dribble, bounces for Ike. Ike, high post, double team, now a triple team. Graham is knocked to the ground, and the foul is going to go against the guard, White. First team foul called on the Beavers. Zags 3 out of 5 early. Oregon State's made all 3 of its field goal attempts. 7-6, Oregon State on top. Innocente lobs out to Miller. Miller, right sideline pass Smith in front of the Oregon State bench and 12th year head coach Wayne Tinkle. We have a whistle and a foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Munch as he was holding Graham Ike. As I mentioned earlier, Graham's been logging heavy minutes. More than 35 minutes played in his 2 games since returning after that 3-game absence with the ankle injury. Innocente again lobs it into Miller on the right sideline. Ace gives it up to Braden Smith. Smith looking down low for Ike. It's not there. Out top, Worley instead. Worley one dribble with the left. Short pass Miller. Fakes right. Drives left. Cut off. Leans in. Uses the glass and scores to put Gonzaga back on top, 8-7. 15:47 to play in our game's first half. 6 lead changes here as the teams are exchanging buckets. Lake out top for C. There's a whistle and a foul away from the ball. I think they're going to get Braden Smith. Body bumping Des White as he tried to cut down the baseline. And with that stop and play, we have an official timeout. 15:36 to play in our game's first half. Zags 8. Beavers 7. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Arby's has an enormous crispy fish sandwich that you can pair with another enormous crispy fish sandwich for $7. If you were looking to eat more fish this month, the search is over. Seriously, stop. No other restaurants are serving fish sandwiches. It's just us, no one else. If they are, they're not bigger. Don't quote us on that. Probably true, though. Arby's, we have the meat.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
6 lead changes early in a back-and-forth affair here in Corvallis. Gonzaga with an 8-7 lead over Oregon State. The Bulldogs made 4 of 6 shots. Meanwhile, Oregon State is a perfect 3 out of 3. Flying solo today. Mo back in Spokane celebrated senior night with his daughter Addie at Meade High School last night. He'll be back when we host Washington State on Tuesday night. A late one at the McCarthy Athletic Center on Tuesday. We have an 8 o'clock tip. We return to action. Mario St. Superior's checked in for Smith. Bounce into White in front of the Gonzaga bench. He's going to bring it out of the corner. Pass it back out top to Lake. Lake gets a screen from Munch, dribbles to his right. Now back out to C. Fakes the 3, driving with the left hand. Pass is deflected out of bounds by Jalen Worley. Well, eyes in the back of his head. He anticipated that thing. His back was actually to the basketball when he stuck out that big right paw and knocked it out of bounds. 7 seconds on the shot clock for Oregon State. Substitution for the Beavers as they'll bring in their big 7'2", 270-pounder. Lake lobs it in. White has it. White with 4 seconds to shoot. He'll step back. 17-footer over Miller is all net. Tough shot. Beavers go back on top. They have not missed. 4 points for White. Well, Emmenhauser, a transfer from Coastal Carolina, the big man on the floor. Here is St. Superior finding Ike. Boy, tough angle for Graham. Uses the glass and knocks it down. Zags go back ahead. Gonzaga gave up 60% shooting in the loss to Portland. Oregon State has yet to miss a shot here tonight. C, short pass to Emmenhauser, the three-point line. Big man hands it off to Lake. Suatella has it poked away. It's off his leg, almost out of bounds, but saved by White. White with the left-handed drive to the baseline. Little fadeaway over Miller. Front iron, no good. Ball tipped out to Innocente. Zags out and running. 3-on-2. Here's a pass to Miller from Innocente. Fakes the 3. Pass back out to Ike. Graham fakes a 3-point shot. Dribbles into a free throw line jumper. Wouldn't go down. Lake has the rebound. Zags lead it by 1, 10-9. Pass in the front court for C. C dribbling to his right. Can't shake free St. Superior. Keeps it alive on the far sideline. Picks it up now. Pass down low. It is stripped away, but a foul is going to go on Miller. Noah Ammenhauser caught that pass. And Miller coming over on the help side. And he is whistled for his second personal foul. A couple Aces teammates. I know Ace has been struggling shooting the basketball, but they're saying, hey, go ahead and let that thing rip. Wide open look, and gave it up to Ike. Ammenhauser makes his first free throw, 70% on the season. This Oregon State team is one of the top free throw shooting teams in the league, better than 77%. Substitutions for both teams. Davis Fogelin for the first time. Ty and Grant Foster is checked in. They're out there with Ike Inocente and St. Superi. Both free throws good. 11-10, our ninth lead change here in the first 6 minutes. Pressure in the backcourt from Oregon State. Zags break it with a pass from Fogel to Inocente. Now back out to St. Superi, and Oregon State's going to back off into a zone. St. Superi, right side pass to Grant Foster. Back to St. Superi on the left side. Mario knocked down 4 3-point shots the other night. Gives it up to Ike, who shoots the jumper from the left wing. It's no good. Ball is loose. Lake comes away with it. Spins his way away from the defensive pressure and into the front court. It's a screen from Diaz Graham, who's just checked in. If the name's familiar, his brother plays for USF. And there is a deep three. It's good for Des White. He's a good three-point shooter. He's off to a quick start here, and the Beavers have their biggest lead of the game. It's 14-10 off the three-point shot. Grant Foster gives it up to Ike. One-handed pass, left side, catch and shoot three. St. Superi, no good. Ike tips the rebound. It's out of bounds. Last touched by Graham. It'll turn over to the Beavers. Oregon State 5 out of 6 from the field. White has 7 of their 14 points. He's 3 of 4. C's going to check out of the game. And checking in, Matias Samar. Coming off the bench for the 19th time this season. He's got 5 starts under his belt, averaging about 4.5 a game. Lake gives it up left sideline. Samar has it there where he's defended by Fogel. Gives it up out top. Amundsen now right side. Lake has it. Lake now over to White, who has it in front of us here at the scorer's table. 8 seconds to shoot. White dribbles to his right, gets into the paint, runs into St. Superi. High off the glass, no good. It's tipped out. Inocente chases it down, 1-on-2. Emmanuel into the paint, waits for his teammates, flips it to St. Superi behind the play. Shot wouldn't go, and that's got to be a goaltend. No, it's not. Inocente's tip looked like it was going down, but the block for Diaz Graham, and here come the Beavers the other way. Lake looking down low. Amundsen calling for it. They can't get it there. Now the Bulldogs will get the switch up defensively. Diaz Graham out top, defended by Grant Foster, poked away from him. It's out of bounds, and will stay with the Beavers. 12 seconds to shoot. Nearly 8 minutes gone by here. The Beavers lead at 14-10. Oregon State's inbound, and there's no one over to inbound the basketball. Samar into Lake in the backcourt. Gets a screen from Ammenhauser. Dribbles to his left. Now to the free throw line. Hands it off. Diaz Graham, little left elbow jumper. Comes up short. Rebound Fogel. Davis gets it away to St. Superi up the right sideline. Bounces in the near corner. Inocente there. One-hander out to Fogel. Gets a screen from Ike. Passes back right side. Inocente has it. Inocente gives it up to Ike. Right wing. Fakes the pass. Palming that basketball. Now goes into his dribble. Double team comes. Hops into the paint. Shot up. No good. And it's another rebound for Oregon State as Samar comes away with it. Zags still trailing by 4 as we go under 12 minutes to play first half. Samar gets a screen from Diaz Graham. Bounces it to the big man, Ammenhauser. Picks up his dribble. Out to White. Gets a couple screens now defended by Fogel. Hand off to Samar. Samar to the free throw line. Dribbles behind his back. Deep two. No good. Rebound at the free throw line. Inocente. Zags on the run. Inocente, one man to beat. Goes to the Euro step. That shot is rejected. It's Lake who denies the shot. He brings the ball up the floor. And then St. Superi is going to be called for the personal foul. So a couple of blocks for Oregon State, and it's got their largest crowd of the season into this basketball game. 14-10, Beavers on top, 11:07 to play. Official timeout in Corvallis. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Find everything you need from lighting to bath and kitchen materials with 0% APR financing available for up to 84 months on purchases of $2,000 or more. Valid through March 29, 2026 in select stores only. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Minimum purchase of $2,000 is required. Availability of terms may vary based on purchase price, product, and state of residence. Subject to approval of credit application. Rates range from 0% to 9.99% APR, resulting in, for example, 120 monthly payments of $13.21 and 9.99% APR for $1,000 borrowed. APRs will vary depending on credit qualifications, loan amounts, and term. Loan proceeds are accessed via mobile wallet. This is not a credit card. Credit pay loan from made by Comenity Capital Bank, the Bread Financial Company. For additional rates, fees, and information, call 1-800-HOME Depot.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills. And then
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
When it comes to home insurance, Geico works for you. And since I'm the Geico Gecko, I work for you too.
Hey, Gecko, can you sing my son a lullaby?
You got it, Doug. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bell breaks, don't worry at all, because Geico did all the home insurance shopping for your dad and your mum and found the right coverage for you all.
Nice work, G. Not like a light.
Let Geico work for you. It feels good to Geico.
We're back in Corvallis, where the Bulldogs' offensive struggles here early see them trailing 14-10. We'll visit Spokane, home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This busy city along the roaring Spokane River Gorge has it all: culinary, beer, wine, entertainment, and outdoor adventure. Whether you already live in the area or you're looking for a vacation, start planning adventures now. Go to visitspokane.com. Live like a Zag. Now, the Bulldogs have gone 0 for their last 7 from the field. They've made just 2 of their last 10 shots. They haven't scored for nearly 4 minutes. Now, after a 4 of 6 start, the Bulldogs have struggled offensively here. We return to action with Inocente, who just had his layup attempt rejected. Fogel, Grant Foster, Ike, and St. Superior. Beaver basketball out of the timeout. 14-10, Oregon State on top. Lake dribbles to his right, picks it up. They look down low. Diaz-Graham, who can't handle a pass. A little too hot from the big man, Ammenhauser. And the third turnover of the game on Oregon State will bring us a horn. Inocente to the bench. Jalen Worley is back in. Zags looking to get that offense back on track. Again, shot just 40% against Portland. And 5 out of 14 here. Beavers backing off into his zone again. St. Superior, right side Fogel in the corner. Here's a 3. It's on the way and good. Tyon Grant Foster knocks down the 3, and the Bulldogs cut the lead to 1. Quickly the other way, a long pass up the floor. Intended for Kissy, who couldn't quite handle it. Bulldogs deflect the ball, but then a lucky break for Oregon State right into the hands of Ammenhauser, who then is fouled by Jalen Worley. The Bulldogs almost had the steal, but off the tip, Ammenhauser caught it and will step to the free throw line for his 3rd and 4th free throws of the afternoon. Made his first 2. Isaiah Kissy off the bench. He averages 4.5 points per game. First free throw for the big man is good. .31 to play first half. We're back and forth. Teams exchanging baskets, 9 lead changes. We've had 1 tie. One out of 2 at the line. Rebound, Grant Foster. 15-13, Beavers on top. Tyon gives it up to St. Superior in the front court to Worley. Left sideline pass for Fogel. Freshman checks things out. Back to Worley. Right sideline pass, Grant Foster. 1 dribble. Back to Worley. Gets a defender in the air. Shot wouldn't go down. Ike tips it and controls it. Graham leans into the defender. Can't finish, but he's fouled. The foul is going to go against Jorge Diaz-Graham. That'll be his first of the game. Again, his brother plays at USF. They started their careers at Pitt, played together for the first 3 years of their career, both making the move to the West Coast Conference. One at USF and one here at Oregon State. So the free throw line is Graham Ike, and the first one is all net. And 77% on the season. Munch back in for Ammenhauser after Graham makes the first free throw. Ike, the lefty, ready for number 2. It is on the way and good. We are tied at 15 apiece. Zags that three-quarter court pressure. Akisi picks it up past the front court to Diaz-Graham, who hands it back to Akisi. Now to Munch, the three-point line. Dribbles it once, hands it off. Samar has it out top. Now for Lake. Lake on the right sideline. Diaz-Graham looking over the top. They find Munch, who scores. At the mismatch defensively, Munch gets the bucket at 17-15. St. Superi walks it across half court, gets the play call from the bench. Passes right side, Grant Foster. Lob over the top. Ike trying to catch it. He's fouled. Let's see who they got. They had a man in front, someone closing in late. It's going to be Munch who picks up the personal foul. He was the one who came over the back, and that is his second. And it comes the 9:36 mark. So he's been their best big man here over the last couple of weeks, and we'll head to the bench. Ammenhauser's back in. The official having words with Graham Ike. Now ready to return to action. Fogle to inbound on the baseline. Bulldogs trail by 2. Inbound to Grant Foster, three-point line right side. Gets a screen from Worley. Drives with the left, switches to the right. He's fouled as he goes up for the shot. And the foul on the Beavers is going to go against Ammenhauser. And it's his first of the game. Grant Foster to the free throw line, where it has been a challenge of late. Zion has made 59 of 100 free throw attempts this season. First one for the righty is good all net. 9:32 to play first half. Grant Foster ready for his second. Worley and Ike stand in the backcourt for the Bulldogs as Tyon Cooley makes both free throws. It's a lot better than it has lately, and that'll tie things up. Zags that three-quarter court pressure. Akisi bounces it in the front court to White, who's returned. White with 7 points, his leading scorer for Oregon State. Back out to Akisi. Defended by St. Superi. Left side pass. It's White, defended by Worley. It's a big screen from Ammenhauser. Dribbles out top with it. Pass left side. Samar's going to shoot a three off a screen and rattle it home. Samar, one of those 5 guys I told you, more than half his shots behind the three-point line. Knocks that down for his first points of the game. 20-17, Beavers back on top. St. Superi picks up his dribble, bounces for Worley, who lays it in. Oh, just wide open spot there in the zone, and Worley gets the easy layup. 20-19. That's 6 points now for Jalen Worley. Akisi between the circles, defended by St. Superi. Pass right side. Zakar, one of 9 foreign players on the roster, dribbling out top with it now. Gives it up right side. White coming off the screen, can't get up a shot. Looking down low, they bounce it. Ammenhauser with 6 seconds to shoot, going to work on Ike. Gets up a little right-handed hook, too strong. Rebound Gonzaga. Ike comes away with it to St. Superi. Now Fogle, back to Mario. Now Ike trailing. He'll catch and fire the three on the break. Graham hits it. Gonzaga goes back on top. It's 22-20. Well, he has shot it really well from behind the line these last couple of games and puts Gonzaga ahead, our 10th lead change of the game. Kesey with the dribble. Brings it to the right side. St. Superi defends him there. Looking down low. We're going to get a whistle on a foul on Worley, trying to poke the ball away. And that will be number 2 on Jalen. We'll see what Coach Few decides to do when we come back from this official timeout. 7:56 to play first half in Corvallis. Zags 22, Beavers 20. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fans section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
At Western National Insurance, we're passionate about the power of nice. That's because nice isn't just a word. It's our way of doing business. It's about surpassing expectations, bringing kindness and decency to our work, and providing a helping hand when you need it most. And we've been putting nice first for more than a century. Find out just how powerful nice can be. Contact your independent insurance agent today and ask for Western National.
Where all stars and all Americans are made. You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Now, alongside first-team All-American Adam Morrison, here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
7:56 play first half here in Corvallis. Gonzaga leading leading Oregon State 22-20. 7:56 to play in our first half. The reason that Washington State is because the Cougs right now are ahead 5, 32-27 over Santa Clara right now. The Broncos currently a half game ahead of the Bulldogs in the WCC standings. Wyatt Copeland will get us update on everything going on around the league during halftime. So the Bulldogs lead at 22-20. They have scored 5 consecutive points to take the lead. 10 lead changes, 3 ties so far here in Corvallis. Well, Gonzaga basketball is sponsored by Pacific Source with health coverage for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligibles. Pacific Source is a local health plan that does what's right, not just what's required. The Bulldogs 8 out of 18 from the field. They've made 3 of their last 4 after an 0-for-7 stretch. So maybe finding some footing. Substitutions for Gonzaga. Steele ventures onto the floor for the first time today. Braden Smith returns. Innocente back in, steals the inbound pass, and then saves it as he goes out of bounds. Smith with the ball. Long pass up the left sideline. Grant Foster gets around the defender, finds Innocente cutting from the baseline, and that's going to be a goaltend call. Diaz Graham got his finger caught in the net as he went up to block the shot and affected it. So a nice play for the Bulldogs defense from Innocente. Leads to the goaltend on the other end. Gonzaga leading now 24-20, 7:46 to play. The biggest lead for Gonzaga. Neither team has led by more than 4 here through the first 12-plus minutes. Pressure in the backcourt again from the Zags. Broken with a pass into the front court to C, who's returns. Kissy out top with it. Hands it off. Sumar. Couple dribbles to White. Little weave action out top. Now Kissy again. Dribbling to his left. Gets around Grant Foster all the way to the rim and lays it in. Cuts it to 24-22. Smith between the circles, dribbles to his right, hands off to Ventures. There's that zone again from Oregon State. Pass to Grant Foster at 8 feet, fakes the shot, gets a defender in the air, leans in, and scores. Tough finish for Grant Foster over the 7-2 Ammenhauser. The Bulldogs lead us back to 4. 7 minutes to play first half. Casey picks it up, gets in the front court to White. Casey between the circles. Wayne Tinkle, a 12th-year head coach, Spokane guy, barking out orders from his sideline. White has it now, left side, fakes left, drives right, gets all the way to the rim, kicks it out. Here's a drive, a whistle, and a foul as C is bumped off balance by check that. It'll be Braden Smith who picks up his second. Well, not foul trouble per se, but we're working towards it for the Bulldogs. Miller, Worley, and now Smith, all with 2 personal fouls. Kissy checks out. Lake is back in. He's going to step to the free throw line to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Beavers into the bonus. Zags have made their last 4 field goal attempts to come back to take the lead. Front end for C is all net. Better free throw shooters around 91.4%. And makes them both more close to touching the rim on either C with 5. Bulldogs lead is 26-24. Smith brings it across half court. Beavers back off into the zone again. Here's Venters now out to Innocente. Back to Venters right side. Looks down low for Grant Foster. Not there. Innocente instead, who bounces it to Ike. Ike looks in the paint. Grant Foster had it poked away. Got it back. Kicks it out right side. Smith penetrates with the left hand. Throws the alley-oop. It was deflected by Ammenhauser, but still caught off the glass by Ike, who throws down the dunk. Zags lead is 28-24. Graham into double figures with 11 for the Bulldogs. We approach 6 minutes to play first half. Right side pass. It's White with it over there. He had 7 early points. C now between the circles. Short pass to Lake. Lake, little crossover, hesitation, spins, gets up a shot, and hits it. 28-26 is the Gonzaga advantage. 5:45 to play in our game's first half. Smith across half court. Screen from Grant Foster. One-handed pass to Innocente. Back to Grant Foster underneath the basket. Throws a pass out to Smith. Now for Innocente. Innocente dribbling top of the key. For Smith again. Now Ike on the left wing. He'll catch and use the glass. Another tough angle banked in by Ike. He has 13, and the Bulldogs lead is 4 once again. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to play first half. 30-26. Zags have made their last 6. Oregon State 4 of its last 5. Teams exchanging baskets that they had for most of this first half. Samar catches and shoots a 3. That one is good. Cuts the Bulldogs lead to 1. His second made 3 of the game. Bulldogs in the front court to Innocente. Back to Smith. Left side Grant Foster. Driving with the left hand. Cut off by C. Keeps the dribble alive. Had it knocked away. Kick out Innocente. Sets his feet and fires. The 3 is no good. Ike knocks the rebound away from Samar. It's off of Ammenhauser and out of bounds. So good hustle play by Graham Ike, and Gonzaga will keep the basketball. Ammenhauser checks out, and we are going to see Yak for the first time, a young man who started his career at New Mexico and then went to Colorado Mesa Division II school before signing with Oregon State. He's missed the last 4 with injury, averaging about 4 points a game. Here's Innocente with it, dribbling out top. 9 seconds to shoot. Picks it up, gives it up right side. Venters now on the sideline for Smith. Braden fakes the 3, dribbles to the top of the key. Has it knocked away, gets it back, throwing it down low for Ike. Graham catches, spins, and scores. 15 of the Bulldogs' 32 have come from the big man. 32-29 as we approach 4 minutes to play. Lake just inside half court, picks up his dribble, took about 3 steps. I don't know how the official missed that one. Right in front of him. C has it at the top of the key, hands it off to Samar. Samar dribbles away from pressure, gives it up to White. White looks in the paint. Yak turns and scores right over Ike. He maybe caught Graham a little bit off guard. He hadn't played in 4 games. He caught, spun, and shot all in one motion. Zags trying to get the ball in bounds, and it's going to be, let's see, we've got the officials disagreeing with one another. Bulldogs trying to get the ball in bounds. Everybody ran up the floor, and Braden Smith tried to throw a long pass up the sideline to Grant Foster. Oregon State came back to defend it and knocked the ball off of Tyon and out of bounds. So Gonzaga turns it over. The Bulldogs, with that turnover, I believe their first of the game. It is. And with it, Oregon State will have the ball trailing by 1. 32-31, official timeout with 3:40 to play in the first half. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
With VerboCare, help is always ready. Before, during, and after your stay. We've planned for the plot twists, so support is always available. Because a great trip starts with peace of mind.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills. And then
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out. Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Ready to relax in your dream bath retreat without the stress of figuring out every detail yourself? At the Home Depot, your bath upgrade is covered. Shop fully designed rooms and curated bath collections to go from inspiration to transformation fast. Savings of up to 40% will make it easier on your budget. And find everything you need, from tubs to toilets and all the tile in between, to bring your vision to life. The Home Depot. Dream baths built here.
Both teams started out hot, a little bit of a low, and now both teams' offenses are cooking again. Bulldogs have made 7 of their last 8 field goal attempts. Oregon State has gone 4 of its last 4. Gonzaga, after getting out to an 8 for 18 start, is now 13 out of 24. So the Bulldogs shooting 54%. Problem is, Oregon State is 11 out of 16. They've made 69% of their shots, including all 4 of their 3-point attempts. Gonzaga does lead the game 32-31. Return to action. Lake has it off the inbound. Bats right side to White. Now for C. Grant Foster almost stole it. Pass gets through. C on the drive. Gets to the rim. Blocked from behind. Grant Foster, after going for the steal, closed in and blocked it. Davis Fogel is coming over on the help to challenge as well. 9 seconds to shoot. Oregon State is going to keep the basketball and will inbound on the baseline near side. Bob into Yak at the 3-point line. Big man hands it off to Lake. Lake to the free throw line. Little fadeaway jumper is no good. Missed off the side of the rim. Rebound goes to Grant Foster. Tie out into the front court with the dribble himself. Defended by C. Little crossover dribble. Had it poked away. Got it back. They wanted to travel. Didn't get it. Out to Ike. Now St. Superi. 15 seconds to shoot. Mario back on the floor, bounces it to Ike. Ike finds Inocente, cutting, fakes the shot, reverses and scores. Nifty finish for Emmanuel. Bulldogs lead is 34-31. 3 minutes to play first half. Samar across half court, bounces it to C. 3-point line left side. Handoff for White. It's a screen from Yak. Dribbles to his right, fires a 3 and hits it. Well, White's a good 3-point shooter. They're 5 for 5 tonight. Give him 10 points. And we're tied up. Inocente to Grant Foster between the circles. Dribbling to his left and is hammered by White. The fans don't like it, but it wasn't intentional by White. He was trying to knock the ball away. And a good piece of Grant Foster. So that's number 2 on White. With 2:28 to play in the first half. Grant Foster inbound from the far sideline. Passes in the backcourt to St. Superi. Right side for Inocente. Out between the circles, Grant Foster for St. Superi again. Dribbles to his right off the screen from Fogel. 8 seconds to shoot. Screen from Ike. St. Superi finds Graham on the pick and roll. Another little one-hander from Graham. He is absolutely on fire. 17 for the Bulldogs big man. It's 36-34. Samar out top with it. Gives it up to Yak. Big man dribbling away from Ike. Had it poked away and then taps it out into the hands of White. He fires a one-hander to Lake. Fakes the 3. Drives baseline. Cut off by Fogel. Double team. Kicks it out to C. Dribbles to his left. Fires a 3. It is nowhere close. Ike rebounds the miss. St. Superi into the front court. Mario drives. Spins. Little off-balance runner. Won't go down. C has the rebound. The Bulldogs deflect the pass. Out of bounds. 1:32 to play in our first half. Zags lead at 36-34. White checks out, as does Yak. Truatella and Akissi check back in. The Oregon State basketball. The Bulldogs made 9 of their last 11 field goal attempts. They're leading by just 2. Kesey bounces it right side. Sees pass deflected by Grant Foster. Goes all the way over the shot clock and out of bounds towards the Oregon State band that sits behind the bench. So 18 seconds to shoot. Oregon State retains possession. Lake to inbound. Looking to get it into C. He does on the right wing. C picks up his dribble. Out top, Suatella. Now Sumar back to Sutella. It is blocked. Inocente coming over from the weak side. Huge block from Emmanuel. Zags come away with it. St. Superior in the front court. He throws the alley-oop. Grant Foster couldn't get it to go. Ball knocked away by Fogle. And let's see who it goes to. We've got a timeout called by Oregon State. Davis Fogle thought it was off of the Beavers, but I think it's going to be Oregon State basketball. We have a 30-second timeout called by Oregon State. 36-34, Gonzaga on top. We will keep it here in Spokane. So some excitement there on both ends. Zags, though, couldn't convert, and the lead is still 2. Well, Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Graham Ike, 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting from the field. Grant Foster has 7, Worley with 6, Inocente 4, Miller 2. Zags have made 15 of 28 field goal attempts, shooting nearly 54%. Oregon State, red hot. It's cooled off just a touch, but still shooting 57% from the field. 12 out of 21 for the Beavers, who are led by White's 10 points. Oregon State has made 5 of 6 from behind the three-point line. Oregon State shoots about 34% from behind the line as a team. They make about 8 of them a game. They've already made 5 here this afternoon. So it is going to be Oregon State basketball off of Fogle. Inbounds to Akissi, who bounces it back to Lake. Lake to half court where he's met by Inocente. It's a screen. Dribbles to his right, gets under the basket, tries to draw the defense. Pass is knocked out of bounds by St. Superior. Clock down to 18 to shoot, 51 to play first half. Samar will inbound from in front of the Gonzaga bench quickly for Akissi. On the left sideline, defended by Inocente. Gets a screen out top, dribbling to the right wing, denied there, picks up his dribble, gives it up to C. C driving with the left hand, gets into the paint, bounce it. Suatella, kick back out Samar, catches and fires a 3. It's an air ball, saved by C, but not before the shot clock violation. It will be Gonzaga basketball. Bulldogs lead 36-34, 32 and a half to play in this first half. Ace Miller with those 2 personal fouls is going to check in for Grant Foster. Tie on with a good stretch there for the Bulldogs. Davis Fogle will inbound. Gets it in to St. Superior. Mario quickly into the front court with it. And the Bulldogs will call a timeout. That use or lose it timeout for the Bulldogs. And Gonzaga continues to lead 36-34 in what has been a back-and-forth ball game here in Corvallis. Neither team has led by more than 4 points. And Graham Ike, 17, coming off that 24-point and 10-rebound performance, his 12th double-double of the year. 17 first-half points here since he came back from the ankle injury. 30 in the win at home over St. Mary's. 24 the other night, 17 here today. Jalen Worley looks like is going to sub in for the Bulldogs here with 28 seconds playing the first half. He plays with 2 personal fouls. Smith and Worley. Miller, all 3 of those players have 2 personals for the Zags. Meanwhile, for Oregon State, Munch and White, each with 2 personals. The Worley, Miller, Ike, Fogle, and St. Superior, the 5 on the floor for the Bulldogs. As we come out of the timeout, Worley to inbound in the sideline in the front court. Passes in the back court to St. Superior. Mario dribbles about 40 feet from the basket. Pass over to Worley, just inside a half court. Jalen holds. C comes up to pressure. He flips it back over to St. Superior. Shot clock ticks down to 10. Mario gets a screen from Worley. Dribbles to the left elbow, gives it up the corner for Fogle. The 3 for Davis, halfway down, pops out. Ike's tip wouldn't go down. Worley fighting for it. It's still loose. Ike goes back up. Can't finish, but a whistle and a foul. Wayne Tinkle doesn't like it, but honestly, I thought Graham might have been fouled once or twice before that. And I think the officials, my guess is, are going to go back and look at this, but the whistle definitely blew before. So Kessie will be whistled for the personal, and the official's going to come over and take a look at the replay monitor. And boy, Davis Fogel, I don't know how that three-point shot didn't go down for him. Bulldogs kept it alive. Worley had a chance. Graham had a chance. And Graham fouled by Akisi going up for the shot. That is his first foul of the game, presumably. The officials will confirm, but it looked like from here that it sounded like from here that the whistle blew before the halftime clock expired. So both teams will stay huddled around their coaches on the floor to make sure that we get official confirmation. And as the officials watch, coming up at halftime, Mike Kopelman standing by. Will have highlights. Also get us caught up on what's going on the scoreboard. At last check, Wazoo was ahead of Santa Clara. We'll get you caught up on everything going on. Also, we'll catch you up on the Gonzaga women. They were at home this afternoon after an impressive 30-point win over Oregon State on Thursday night. They held the Beavers to just 37 points, and with that win, they moved into a first-place tie with Oregon State on the women's side. So the officials have looked at it, and it looks like they have confirmed it. And I think he said 1.1 is what's going to go on the clock. Yes, it is. So plenty of time. And Ike will step to the free throw line. Again, Zags, 2 road games here in the state of Oregon. Back home to play Washington State on Tuesday. And then 2 straight road games in California. Next Saturday, we go to Santa Clara, and then the following Wednesday at San Francisco. Week 8 of the line, no one in to rebound. All 4 blue shirts standing at half court as Graham's first free throw rattles around and drops. Innocente in for Worley. Get him off the floor with those 2 personal fouls. Graham ready for number 2. On the way and good. Front of the rim and rolled over. 38-34. Zags tied their biggest lead of the game. Beavers inbound. Akisi holds. The horn sounds, and it's halftime here at Gill Coliseum. 20 minutes in the book. Entertaining basketball game that is led by the 6th-ranked Zags. 38-34 is our score. Wyatt Copeland standing by in our Learfield, North Carolina studios to get the halftime show rolling. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILCollective.com and get started.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Numerica Credit Union Halftime Show. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. Federally insured by NCUA. We'll bring you stats and analysis from the first 20 minutes, as well as a look at scores from around the nation. Let's go back to the network studios. Here's Luke Hallett.
The halftime horn sounds from Corvallis, where 6th-ranked Gonzaga is ahead of Oregon State 38-34. Graduate forward Grant Ike leads Gonzaga with a very impressive half. 19 points, 7 on 10 shooting, 4 for 4 at the charity stripe, 5 rebounds and an assist, all in 20 minutes. Gonzaga shot 51% in the first half. Filling in for Luke Hallett once again tonight, I'm Wyatt Kopelman. It's time to go into the best moments of the first half for the Gonzaga Bulldogs on the road against the Oregon State Beavers. Coming off the first WCC loss of the season for Gonzaga, they would trade the lead 9 times in just the first 7 minutes of the first half. One of those changes with nearly 5 minutes gone by, thanks to the WCC's leading scorer.
Transfer from Coastal Carolina, the big man on the floor. Here is St. Superior finding Ike. Boy, tough angle for Graham. Uses the glass and knocks it down. Zags go back ahead.
Graduate forward Graham Ike would start 2 for 5 from the floor with 6 points in hardly 5 minutes. And in the first 11 minutes, neither team would go ahead by more than 4 points. But then one of the Zags reserve guards would score in a way he's not been used to this season.
St. Superior, right side Fogel in the corner. Here's a 3. It's on the way and good. Tyon Grant Foster knocks down the 3, and the Bulldogs cut the lead to 1.
Graduate guard Tyon Grant Foster, with his only triple of the first half, has 7 points and 2 rebounds. Only 28.5% from 3 this season, but a much-needed one as Gonzaga would shoot 2 for 5 from 3 in the first half. But the Zags would keep relying on Ike, who picked up his 12th double-double this season on Wednesday on the road against Portland. And Ike wouldn't just threaten in the paint either.
Now Ike trailing. He'll catch and fire the 3 on the break. Graham hits it. Gonzaga goes back on top. It's 22-20. Well, he has shot it really well from behind the line these last couple of games. He puts Gonzaga ahead, our 10th lead change of the game.
Yes, he has shot it well. Ike now 14 for 38 on the season from 3, 35% as the leading scorer in the WCC. Came into today averaging 19 points, and yet the rest of the first half would be there for Ike to dominate.
And Achente dribbling top of the key for Smith again. Now Ike on the left wing. He'll catch and use the glass. Another tough angle banked in by Ike. He has 13, and the Bulldogs lead is 4 once again.
And more shots in the half court were still there for Ike, the 2-time WCC first team honoree, as the first half drew to a close.
Braden fakes the 3, dribbles to the top of the key. Has it knocked away, gets it back, throwing it down low for Ike. Graham catches, spins, and scores. 15 of the Bulldogs' 32 have come from the big man.
And that would bring Gonzaga a 3-point lead at 32-29. Ike, though, still dominated, and yet Oregon State couldn't figure it out.
Screen from Ike. St. Superior finds Graham on the pick and roll. Another little one-hander from Graham. He is absolutely on fire. 17 for the Bulldogs' big man. It's 36-34.
Nearly half of the Bulldogs' points in the first half as Gonzaga shot 52% from the floor. Also out-rebounded Oregon State 13-11, including 4 on the offensive glass. And that has the Bulldogs 6th ranked in the country ahead of Oregon State, 38-34. Also, Gonzaga's defense stout in the final 2:44. Oregon State scoreless during that stretch. We've hit another quick break on our halftime coverage. On the other side, it's a look around the rest of the WCC and the latest in the top 25 on a busy Saturday night for men's college basketball here at the beginning of February. Don't go away. This is Gonzaga men's basketball on the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
Arby's has an enormous crispy fish sandwich that you can pair with another enormous crispy fish sandwich for $7. If you were looking to eat more fish this month, the search is over. Seriously, stop. No other restaurants are serving fish sandwiches. It's just us. No one else. If they are, they're not bigger. Don't quote us on that. Probably true, though. Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time. Time for a check of the scores around the WCC and around the nation. Let's go to the network studios.
Second half not far off from Corvallis. We're 6th-ranked Gonzaga on top of Oregon State, 38-34. Win for the Zags, move them to 11-1 in the WCC and 23-2 on the season. Gonzaga in need of a quick win to get back in the win column. From the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Copeland. Let's get another look around other WCC games and the latest in the top 25 before we send it back out to Tom Hudson in Corvallis. Santa Clara on the road against Washington State, tied at 49 at halftime. What an opportunity this is for Santa Clara to win on the road despite starting 12-1 in the WCC, 20-5. One more game coming up at 5 o'clock. Seattle at 4-7 in the WCC, 15-9 overall, visits Portland. For Seattle, this is a big chance to get a builder on that 2-point win over Pepperdine on Wednesday. That moved them to 4-7 in the WCC. Pacific also with the chance to beat Pepperdine in the season series coming up later tonight. First win in 10 days on the line for the Tigers. That's also at 5 o'clock as Pacific is 6-6 in conference play, 15-10 overall. Couple of games going on in the top 25 tonight. From the Smith Center in Chapel Hill, 14th ranked Carolina trails 4th ranked Duke 20-11, 20-11, pardon me. 11:46 left in the first half. Freshman guard Caleb Wilson with 6 points as Carolina looks to get to 7-3 in the ACC, 18-4 overall. A win for Carolina would snap a 3-game losing streak in the rivalry series. And at 8 o'clock, 10th ranked Michigan State, 9-3 in the Big Ten, 19-4 overall. Hosts 5th ranked Illinois. That is a 5 o'clock tip off from the Breslin Center. Michigan State tries to overcome an upset loss on the road to Minnesota on Wednesday. Out to Tom Hudson as a special guest. That's coming up next from Corvallis at the half. Gonzaga on top of Oregon State, 38-34. This is Gonzaga basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven, enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Hey, welcome back to Corvallis. Tom Hudson with you here. 38-34 Zags on top at halftime. Andrew Sorensen, the former Zag, he's a Portland guy back living at home. And can we call you Worm? Still a Worm?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of names I've had in the past. I always said, if the coach is saying something, I better pay attention.
Yep. Andrew, how have you been? I've been able to catch up with you a little bit, but let the folks know out there how things are going.
Yeah, really great. Been here 13 years now, which is kind of crazy. Spokane was the longest place I ever lived in my life, almost 10 years before I left. So that was tough, right? Yep. You go there and you don't really know anybody. And by the time you're leaving, like I would always make the joke, I'm fist bumping, chest bumping, high fiving the lunch ladies and the janitors, right? Everyone has their role to play, and it makes a big difference, and it turns into family. Mm-hmm. So it's tough to leave, but I've found my own family here in Portland now. We're a big family now. I came here single guy, and been married now, got 4 kids, 3 bonus. We are spanning from high school, middle school, elementary school, and now daycare. We decided we also wanted a German Shepherd puppy. So
why not, man?
The profession is a taxi driver.
Yeah. Dive into the deep end. If you're going to do it, go all in,
It's the best. I wouldn't change it, man.
Hey, what's it been like for you being able to continue to follow this team and obviously care about this team and the program that you had so much to do with?
Man, it's just one of those things when you look back and you say, I was a part of that. Mm-hmm. Like, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, I obviously, like I said, taxi driver in the evening. So don't always get the full games, but, you know, I'm always following the guys as best I can, you know, being a little bit further away. I'm not quite as connected to these guys, but I'm always paying attention to the games. And it's just fun to say, whomever you're around, you're like, oh, Gonzaga. Yeah. I know a little about them. You know, it's just, it just means so much. And I think people who have been part of this community are part of this community. They know it. It means a little something different to say, hey, I was part of that. And, you know, for me, it's such a special time in my life. Like, going to GU really made me a lot of who I am, and I'd never change that for the world. It's one of the biggest decisions I ever made, and so giving back is what I try to do now, and pay attention, stay tuned, and like I said, get to come back and see all my former buddies and be like, catch up. So it's great.
Yeah, and my last question, it's always great catching up with you and always great seeing you. I wish I could keep you here all day, but
sure.
You know, your guys, you guys still like how much you still following your guys? How much are you guys still in contact?
Yeah, as best I can. You know, I think like Ira, he was actually in my wedding. He was one of my best men. We went down for my bachelor party a couple months before, and we went and played Pebble Beach. I can promise you this. I'm glad Ira's playing basketball, right? So it's great. You know, saw a few of the guys back at the alumni game just not even a month ago. Like, it's one of those things, like you see each other and it's like no time passed. You know, running to B Mike and Shaggy, the guys came by campus the other day on Thursday and walked in, and shoot, Few was giving me a couple of hugs. I'm like, this is family. You know, I didn't expect that, but it's so great to see everybody. And like I said, maybe I'm not texting everybody every day or calling them every day, but when you see them and it is that moment in time, and you text them, you're like, yeah, we're right back at it.
Awesome. Andrew, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
great to see you, my man.
Thanks for having me.
That's Andrew Sorensen. We're going to take a quick break. Second half coming your way next. Listen to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times, or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months, or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Second half underway in Corvallis, and Oregon State on its first possession is going to pick up personal foul number 3 on Jalen Worley. Beavers fed the ball down low into the hands of C. He couldn't get the shot to go, but Jalen picks up his third personal foul. The officials conferring. I don't know if they're trying to talk. I thought Jalen's fingers maybe got stuck in the net. I don't know if that's the conversation they're having, if that would be a basket interference situation. And actually, excuse me, it's not C. It's Suatella who is going to step to the free throw line. A lot of traffic between me and the floor. And as the big man steps up, and the freshman misses his first free throw. Suatella, 67.5% at the line this season. First half stats. Graham Ike pacing the Zags with 19. Jalen Worley had 6 times. Grant Foster was 7. Suatella's second free throw is good. So he goes 1 out of 2. 38-35 is the Gonzaga advantage. Braden Smith into the front court with a dribble. Left corner pass for Miller. Looks down low, finds Ike, gets a couple defenders in the air, and draws a personal foul. Graham's headed to the free throw line. And that'll be Munch, his third of the game. A couple of starters, one for the Zags and Worley, and one for the Beavers in Munch with 3 personal fouls. Graham Ike steps to the free throw line. Graham played all 20 minutes in the first half. 7 out of 10 from the field to get those 19 points. Bullets hit 15 of 29 shots before halftime. Played in 2 out of 6 from behind the three-point line. First free throw is all net for Ike. The Bulldogs will shoot their free throws and attack the basket as they move right to left in the second half. It is right in front of the Oregon State band. Before Graham can shoot the second, we'll have a quick substitution as Munch checks out. Ammenhauser checks back in. A 7'2" transfer from Coastal Carolina. Ike ready for his second. That one comes up short. Rebound tip. Suatella controls it. 1 out of 2 for Graham, who now has 20 points. His third consecutive 20-point game coming back from the ankle injury. Lake into the front court left sideline. Denied by Innocente on the drive. Picks up his dribble. Able to get it out to Ammenhauser. Big man hands it right back to the point guard. Lake. Skip pass right side. White coming off a screen. Fires a 3. That one comes up short. Ball is batted around. Worley controls it. Jalen brings the ball up the floor. Gives it up right side in Innocente. Bounce for Smith under the basket. Can't get up a shot. Instead goes to Ike at the free throw line. Back out to Smith. Smith will bring it out between the circles. Ike comes out and sets a screen for him. Braden dribbling to his left. Gets to the wing. Passes to Worley. Back out to Smith. Smith to Worley again. Beautiful look. And Jalen finishes with the left hand. How about that pass from Braden Smith? Threads the needle. And the Bulldogs have their biggest lead of the game. It's 41-35. 18:40 to play in our basketball game. Bulldogs led by as many as 4 on 5 separate occasions in the first half. Lake misses the shot, but he's fouled by Innocente. Looks like Lake and Innocente maybe bumped knees. And Emmanuel is wincing in a little bit of pain. And he's going to limp away. And like I said, yeah, he and Lake bumped knees. Emmanuel's going to try to walk that off. Or check that. That's White who's going to step. No. It is Lake. White's standing behind. And I didn't see Lake. He was behind the official, but very much like Emmanuel, he is wincing in pain and trying to walk it off. Now we'll step to the free throw line. Lake 83% at the line this season. In the first half, neither team led by more than 4. As I mentioned, the Bulldogs on 5 separate occasions as Lake misses the first free throw. So nice lead by 6 right now. Lake ready for his second. It is on the way and good. 1 out of 2. And he still looks like he's in a little bit of pain as he heads down to the defensive end. Smith walks it across half court. Lake meets him there. Right side pass to Innocente. Short pass out to Worley. Worley a couple dribbles with the left. Hands it off to Miller. Miller dribbling with the right hand. Gets into the paint. Switches back to his left and finishes. Ace Miller gets to the rim. Lays it in. Bulldogs lead by 7. Lake just inside a half court of the dribble. Innocente with him. Fakes right. Dribbles left. Gets a screen. Bobbles. Gets it back. Looking down low. Nothing there. Instead, Suatella now for C. C with 8 seconds to shoot. Dribbling around on the right perimeter. Bounce down low. Suatella had it poked away by Worley. It's off his fingertips and out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball. Active hands from Jalen Worley forced the turnover. And it's Gonzaga ball. Bulldogs looking to build on a 7-point lead here early in the second half. E. Smith will walk the ball across half court. Met by Lake. Snaps a pass left side for Decente. One dribble, back out to Smith. Screen from Ike, dribbling to his right. There's going to be a bump foul on Ammenhauser, who just came out and was trying to slow Smith down a little bit and body checked him. So picks up his second personal. And with that, Yak will check back into the game. Yeah, he was playing Division II basketball in Grand Junction, Colorado last season. Now playing for the Beavers. Smith into the front court. To the right wing. Pull-up jumper over Lake. Halfway down. Pops out, hits the glass, and drops. Braden Smith gets the kind bounce. The Bulldogs have pushed the lead to 9. It's 45-36. Smith's first bucket of the afternoon gives the Zags their biggest lead of the game. White passes right side to C, coming off a screen, fires a three, halfway down, pops out, ball batted around. Yak had it. It was stripped away by Worley. And then you have a whistle and a foul, and Jalen is whistled for personal foul number 4. Boy, it looks like he's stripped that pretty clean. And while Worley pleads his case to one official, Graham Ike and Des White are separated by the officials. Coach Few talking to the official who blew the whistle and didn't like it, to say the very least. Tyon Grant Foster is going to check back in. First free throw is good. Tyon in for Jalen, who picks up 2 personal fouls in the first 3 minutes of the half. Yak ready for his second free throw. And he makes them both. 45-38. Yak, really good free throw shooter, not just for a big man, but period. He shoots 80% from the line. He's pure on both of his attempts here. As the Beavers will be 9 of 12 as a team. Again, one of the better free throw shooting teams in the conference and the country, better than 77%. Braden Smith into the front court with a left-handed dribble, gets a screen from Ike, dribbles back all the way to the right side of the floor, gives it up to Miller. He's trying to drive. He's denied. Back out for Smith. Smith, with 10 seconds to shoot, retreats to just inside a half court. Screen from Ike, splits a couple of white shirts, gets into the paint, shot up and over the basket, out of bounds. Now, see, the officials looked at each other briefly to see if maybe it was blocked, but nope. Smith just great ability to get through the defenders, but challenged as he got to the rim and threw it up over the basket and out of bounds. Zags lead is 45-38 as Lake brings the ball into the offensive end for the Beavers. Gets a screen from Yak. Another one as he brings it to the right side of the floor. Out of the wing with the dribble. Kicks it back out left side for White. Yak hit the deck, gets back up. Now going to try to post up Ike. He catches it. Graham pushes him out. He'll shoot a baseline jumper and hit it. And all net. He hasn't played for 4 games, but has scored 4 consecutive points for Oregon State. And the Bulldogs lead is 45-40. Smith up the right sideline. Screen from Ike. Bounces it to Graham. Graham quickly double teams. Finds Grant Foster cutting. Gets a defender in the air. Shot wouldn't go, but Tyon sticks with it and lays it back in. Got C in the air. Couldn't finish the easy one, but stuck with it and is rewarded for his effort. Grant Foster now 9 points. Lake dribbling to his right. Dribbles it off Innocente's foot. Ike comes away with it to Smith. Smith in the front court, 2-on-2. Throws alley-oop. Grant Foster catches with one hand, controls it, and throws it down. What an athletic play from Tyon Grant Foster, who's into double figures with 11. And the Bulldogs have the lead 49-40. Timeout, Oregon State, with 15:33 to play in our basketball game. This timeout's going to extend to a full timeout. We'll take it as well. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select power tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery sets, you can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel battery. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items of participating dealers while supplies last.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
13 first rounders.
Walker catches and hammers it home. Sabonis gets a defender in the air and he rattles one home. Stolen by Suggs. Jalen Showtime hammers home the dunk.
With more to come, you're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside.
Stuff Smith to Grant Foster, who's into double figures with 11. The Bulldogs force an Oregon State timeout. Gonzaga was outscored the Beavers 11-6 out of the locker room for this 49-40 advantage. Lag West Farm Credit is a financial cooperative that provides financing, crop insurance, and related services to farmers and ranchers across the West. From small family businesses to large operations, Ag West brings the experience and financial know-how to help you grow your best future. The Bulldogs out of the locker room have made 5 of 7 from the field. Meanwhile, Oregon State is 1 out of 3 in the second half. Graham Ike again with a 20-point game, his 11th of the season. He was 20 on the button, and we still have 15:33 to play. Same crew out there for the Zags. And the Bulldogs are going to show some three-quarter court pressure out of the timeout. Samar has checked into the game. The Bulldogs back off after the inbound. Blake quickly into the offensive end. Dribbles to his right off the screen from Yak. And Achente fights through and sticks with him. Here's a pass to White. White over to Samar. Couldn't get up a shot. Far sideline. Couple of dribbles over there. Picks it up. Out top C. Fakes the three. Smith flies by. Drives. Wraps past the corner. Samar gets a defender in the air. Pull-up jumper. No good. He misses from about 18. Zags rebound. Miller came away with it to Smith. Smith gets into the paint. Kicks out to Miller. Fakes the three. Dribbles to his right. Fires it. A little bit short. Ball is tipped by Inocente. It is safe, but right into the hands of White. White up the right sideline. Miller's going to slow him down. Little hesitation to the baseline. Can't get around Ace. Picks up his dribble. Pass back out for Lake. Lake picks up his dribble. Right sideline pass. Now they look down low to Yak. Yak into the paint. Little fadeaway over Ike. And Graham will be whistled for the personal foul. It's a tough break for Graham. That shot was going to be nowhere close to the basket. And Graham got his elbows. He went up, but that shot was coming out of his hands. And looked like it would have been well short before the foul. Contact indeed, as Graham's whistled for his first personal foul of the game. That'll bring us to an official timeout with 14:38 to play. Yak to the free throw line for Oregon State. When we come back, Gonzaga 49, Oregon State 40. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times, or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months, or the Rogue heat baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Support is available 24/7 with VerboCare. We're here day or night, ready whenever you need help. Because a great trip starts with the right support.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it. and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lead is still 9-4 the Zags with 14:38 to play in our basketball game here in Corvallis. The Bulldogs rallied on this floor last year. Graham Ike hit a 3 to force overtime before the Beavs knocked off the then 16th ranked Zags. Today's game has been entertaining, back and forth, 10 lead changes, 4 ties. Zags have led for about 16 and a half minutes, Oregon State for about 6.5. 9-point advantage for the Zags. Biggest leader team has held Oregon State's biggest lead. Came about 6.5 minutes in when they were ahead by 4. Meanwhile, up in Spokane, the Gonzaga women this afternoon, winners over Pacific 72-44. 3 players in double figures. Gonzaga women to stay atop the WCC standings. Heck of a week for them. A 30-point win over Oregon State to tie the Beavs for first place in the league standings, and another convincing win this afternoon. Well, Yak is going to shoot 2 free throws. The first one is all net. He started his collegiate career in New Mexico. Transferred down to the Division II level for a year. A pretty good-looking player. He's just silky smooth there. He's perfect today. 2 of 2 from the field. He's made all 4 of his free throw attempts. 49-42, St. Superior back on the floor. Mario, for the first time in the second half, will bring Bulldogs into the offensive end with a dribble. Screen from Ike, gives it up left side. Fogel, who's in. Pass in the corner, Grant Foster. Fakes right, drives left. C. Boy, late whistle from the official. I mean, just a 2 forearm shove out of bounds. He did get the call, I guess, but it took him a little while to blow the whistle. Well, C picks up his first of the game, and Inocente will inbound for the Bulldogs from the baseline. One-handed pass to the backcourt for St. Superior. Mario between the circles, screen from Ike, dribbles to the left wing, passes on the sideline, Grant Foster, tie-up, into the paint, and he's body bumped to the ground. C is whistled for his second foul on back-to-back possessions. They're going to call a trip. Did not commit a foul in the first half or through the first 5+ minutes of the second half. The junior now has 2, and Gonzaga will inbound from the same spot, it appears. And it'll be Inocente again on the baseline. Long boy out, cleaning up the sweat after Grant Foster fell to the ground. And now Manny will inbound. Flips it into Grant Foster. Dribbles to the top of the key, over to St. Superior. Right back to Grant Foster. Skips it to Inocente. Dribbles to the top of the key with it. Bulldogs moving around the perimeter. 8 seconds to shoot. St. Superior has it. Falls for the clear out. Gets a screen from Graham. Bounces it back to Graham. It was kicked by Samar. We've got a whistle and a foul going to go into Oregon State. I don't know how they missed the kick out top here on Samar. The foul is going to go against Lake as he closed out on Graham as soon as he caught that pass. 5 team fouls on the Beavers here early in the second half. Inocente inbound on the baseline, gets it into Grant Foster in the far corner. He'll bring it back out top. Left-handed dribble, pass on the sideline to St. Superior, who catches and fires at 3, rims out. Fogel fighting for the rebound, keeps it alive, gets a defender on the air, bumped off balance, and will head to the free throw line. Good gritty play there from Davis Fogel. Kept it alive, picked up a loose ball, and he's rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. Davis has yet to score in tonight's game. .74% on the season. The first one is all net. And the band behind the basket, they got their instruments waving back and forth in unison. couple of those blow-up guys that you see outside of used car lots going around behind there, and Davis, not bothered, makes both free throws. 51-42. 13:45 left here in Corvallis. Lake will bring the ball up the floor. He's met at the timeline by Innocente. Gives it up to White between the circles. Now right side for C. Gets a screen from Yak, fires a three, and hits it. 51-45, Gonzaga on top after C knocks down his second three of the afternoon. St. Superi dribbling to his left. Screen from UK, fakes the pass, dribbles to the free throw line, a little Euro step, had it stripped away by Lake. And if that fourth foul on Jalen Worley is a foul for a strip, I think that maybe has to be a foul too. It was not. And Gonzaga will retain possession after Lake was last to touch. Innocente, again, the third time in 3 possessions, will inbound from the baseline. Gets it into Ike, who throws in a 10-footer. Graham caught it and shot it right over Yak, his first bucket of the second half. Ike with 22 points. Made a free throw earlier and now has that bucket. C with it. Trying to get around St. Superi. Cut off. Gives it up to Lake. Lake turns the corner, and we're going to get a body bump on St. Superi. And Mario picks up his second personal foul. The refs have been involved here in the second half. 11 fouls have been called in the first 7 minutes and 7 seconds. The lob in to C at the right elbow. Dribbles out, gives it up to White. White with the left-handed dribble. Can't get around Grant Foster. Picks it up at 3-point line. They work it back out to Lake. Junior point guard. A little crossover dribble. Gets a screen from Yak to the right side of the floor. 5 seconds to shoot. Pass in the corner. White catches and fires. Grant Foster challenged the shot. It's off the mark, but the tip rebound goes to Yak, and the Beavers will reset. Samar to Yak on the pick and pop. Big man shoots a three and hits. He is 1 for 7 this season and knocks that one down to get to double figures. It's 53-48. You're a Zag fan, you want that shot going every time, but well, maybe not today. Yak having a career-type game. Here's Ike at the free throw line, fakes the pass, drives, and lays it in. Lead back to 7 for the Bulldogs. Lake. Across half court. Gives it up to White coming off the screen. One-handed pass right side, Samar. Looks down low. Yak has it knocked away from behind by Innocente. And Emmanuel's going to be whistled for the personal foul. 11:41 to play in our basketball game here at Gill Coliseum. Gonzaga 55, Oregon State 48. We're back after this timeout. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camas Rewards for all the ways you play.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports? Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
Welcome back to Corvallis, everyone. We have 11 minutes and 41 seconds to play. The Bulldogs lead 55-48. Tom Hudson with you here. Mo is back in Spokane, celebrated senior night with his daughter Addie last night at Meade High School. They'll be back when we host the Cougs on Tuesday night. Well, Zag fans, it's back. Catch the Mark View radio show on Mondays at noon on 590 KQNT and Alt 96.1. Here from the Go throughout the season. Get inside information, analysis, and reaction straight from Coach View. It's the Mark View show Mondays at noon on the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield. The Zags led in scoring by Graham Ike, 24 points on 9 of 12 from the field. He also leads Gonzaga with 5 rebounds. Tyon Grant Foster, the only other Zaga double figures, he has 11. Jalen Worley has scored 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting, but currently sits on the bench with those 4 personal fouls. He picked up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of this second half. 10 points for Des White, 11 for Yak Yak, who's 2 off his career high. He has not missed a shot yet. And we've got a whistle, and a foul is going to go against Davis Fogel on a hold. And that'll put the Beavers in the bonus. So the officials apparently going to take a look at that play. I don't know. Wayne Tinkle got up and asked for a review. I don't know if there was some type of contact that they didn't like, but the Zag coaching staff is sitting down. Wayne Tinkle has brought his club around. Tinkle in his 12th year at Oregon State. 2 20-win seasons in leading the Beavs, including last year when they went 20-13 and finished 4th in the WCC. Well, C is going to step to the free throw line. I don't know if maybe they were trying to figure out who was supposed to be shooting free throws. C was lined up to rebound, and the official went over and told him to go to the line. And C misses the free throw attempt, but then Grant Foster trying to grab the rebound. Loses it out of bounds. Him and Graham Ike were both there. Tyon couldn't control it. Shot missed to the right where Ike was. Grant Foster flew in. His eyes couldn't control it. So C checks out. Graham is in for the first time in the second half. They get an inbounds to White right in front of the Beaver bench. He dribbles away from the pressure of Innocente. Keeps it alive as he now dribbles about 30 feet from the basket. Still dribbling out there. Bounces it to Yak Yak. Low post, right side. Kick out Graham right off the bench and makes a three-point shot. Bulldogs lead at 55-51 now with 11:18 to play. 8 out of 13 shooting for Oregon State from behind the line, 61.5%. St. Superior between the circles of the dribble, gets a screen from Ike, drives with it, gets all the way to the rim. Shot's no good, but Grant Foster is there, cutting out of the corner for the two-handed flush, 57-51. 13 points for Tyon Grant Foster as we go under 11 minutes to play. Blake with it, dribbling to his right. Waiting for a screen, gets it from Yak, passes left side. Graham, a couple of dribbles, poked away from behind by Grant Foster. Now we've got a tie-up. Great defensive play by Tyon, and then Emmanuel Innocente diving on top of it. He and Graham tied up. It'll be Gonzaga ball in alternating possessions. Gonzaga with the ball, a 6-point lead, 10:36 to play. St. Superior into the front court, hands it off to Fogel on the sideline, gets a screen from Ike, picks it up between the circles, pass back to St. Superior, bounce for Ike, catches, spins, shoots a little bit too strong. Innocente flies in, tries to grab the rebound, can't control it. Emmanuel is saying that Lake knocked it away from him. That coaching staff is going to take a look at this. Crafty move by Graham Ike. He's going to bend down and tie up his shoe. And the staff gets a chance to look at it, but you see a quick nod, and they say, nope. do not challenge because it was off of Innocente. 57-51, Zags. Diaz-Graham will bring the ball into Samar, who will bring the ball up the floor and start the offense for Oregon State. Bounce to Yak at the three-point line. Here's a handoff to White. White to the right wing, cut off by Mario. Out to Diaz-Graham. He drives, spins, bounces it. Nice play by St. Superi, who knocks it off the leg of White, cutting to the basket. It's out of bounds. Gonzaga ball as we go under 10 to play. Bulldogs have made 3 or 4 of those plays tonight. Late tips off of Beaver players that have led to turnovers. St. Superi into the front court, left side. Screen from Ike. Gets to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper over Lake. Rims out. Ike tip attempt no good. Ball batted in the hands of Innocente. He'll retreat. The Bulldogs will reset the offense. St. Superi looking to Ike. Graham calling for it immediately as he had good position on Yak, who's whistled for the personal foul. That is his second of the afternoon. And with that, team foul number 7. Zags going to the bonus at the 9:42 mark. It is 14 fouls called combined, 7 on each team, in 10-plus minutes of the second half. Graham's first is all net. Graham has the ball from the official, ready for number 2. And all net on that attempt as well. Lead back to 8 for Gonzaga. The biggest it's been has been 9. Oregon State led by 4, about 6.5 minutes into the basketball game. There's a bounce for Diaz-Graham out top. Bringing it to his right, trying to hand it off to Lake. Couldn't get it to him, and now finally does. Sets a screen for the point guard. Now switched up defensively on Grant Foster. Lake driving with the left hand, 7 seconds to shoot. Little fadeaway over Grant Foster, no good. Tyon grabs the rebound off the back iron. Gets it to Fogle up the right side. Davis, little shake, can't get around Samar. Gives it up to Ike, finds Davis cutting to the basket, and Fogle hammers it home with 2 hands. A disgusted Wayne Tinkle calls a timeout as the Bulldogs push the lead to the biggest it's been. It's 61-51 with 9:04 to play. Just a beautiful look from Ike to Fogle. 61-51, the Gonzaga advantage. This is a 30-second timeout, and we are going to keep it right here. Well, Xfinity believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on. With Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee, you can get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. The dunk by Fogle. Just his second made field goal. First made field goal. His third and fourth points. He made 2 free throws, and then that field goal for 4 points. Again, Ike and Grant Foster leading the way. 39 of the 61 Gonzaga points have come from those 2. And it will be Oregon State basketball coming out of the timeout. Johan Munch is going to check back in with those 3 personal fouls. McKissy into the front court as he returns as well. Gives it up to White. White off a screen, shoots the 3. It's off the mark. Innocente rebounds. Manuel one-handed pass out to St. Superi. Mario slowed down at the top of the key. Pass to Grant Foster, driving with the left. Here comes a double team. Had it knocked away, but White's going to be whistled for the personal foul. Well, I thought White got it clean when the whistle blew, and then he actually hit Tyon after the fact. Yeah, Wayne Tinkle is not happy, and I would agree with him on that one. I thought White stripped it clean. Beavers struggle a little bit offensively here, have not scored nearly 3 minutes as Tyon steps to the free throw line for the front end of a 1-and-1 and rattles it home. Tyon ready for his second. Makes that one as well. A perfect 4 for 4 for Grant Foster. The Bulldogs lead 63-51. Kesey's going to bring the ball up the floor under pressure from St. Superior. Mario knocks it out of bounds. Kesey inbounds it just inside a half court to Lake, who brings the ball to the right side. Lake out top for Kesey. Now left side C, who's returned. Fakes the three, can't get around Grant Foster. Able to get it back out to Lake. Lake with 10 seconds to shoot. Little crossover dribble, drives, kicks in the near corner. Open three is on the way. It barely draws iron. Munch with a rebound. He throws up an air ball from about 3 feet away. Long pass up the floor. It's Inocente with it. Kesey slows him down. Zags had numbers briefly, but nice job by the Beavers to get back on defense. Zags lead by 12 as we approach 8 minutes to play here at Gill Coliseum. St. Superior to Ike. Ike, hop step into the paint, spins, uses the glass and scores 2 more. Ike putting on another show. 28 points for the Bulldogs. Big man as the lead continues to grow. It's up to 14. 7:45 to play. It's 65-51, and this crowd has gone completely silent in Corvallis. Lake left open, shoots a really deep three and hits. 65-54 is the score with 7.5 to play. The Bulldogs have kept him largely in check. That gives him 8 points now as your leading scorer on the season at 13.5 a game. Ike between the circles, right sideline pass to Inocente, short one to Fogel. Now left sideline Grant Foster. Can't get around the big man. It's Diaz-Graham, but Diaz-Graham kicked the pass intended for Graham Ike. Gonzaga is going to get the ball. The shot clock resets to 20, and we have an official timeout with a stop and play. 7:11 to go here in Corvallis. Zags trying to separate. They lead at 65-54. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Every Nissan Frontier is battle-tested. Its frame is twisted. Its door slammed 13,920 times. And its bed drop-tested over and over. We do all that to the V6-powered Frontier, so you never have to hold back. Nissan, ranked #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
TaxAct is here anytime you want to easily file your taxes. TaxAct is here for the early birds who like to knock them out as soon as the season opens. And for the procrastinators who like to wait until the very last minute. TaxAct is also here for the middlers who file right in the middle of tax season. No one ever talks about the middlers, but TaxAct sees you, and TaxAct respects you. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
7 minutes, 11 seconds left in our basketball game here at Gill Coliseum. Nice crowd, the biggest of the season with the Zags in town by far. They average about 2,700 fans. Gill holds a little over 9,300, and it's not a sellout, but it's pretty darn close. Be interested to see exactly what they announce. But a great crowd here for the Zags in town. 6th-ranked team in the country trying to bounce back from that stunning loss at Portland. Hasn't been easy, but the Bulldogs have opened up a double-figure lead. Return to action, inbound play from the baseline into the backcourt, one-handed pass for St. Superior. Who calls for a screen from Ike in the front court now. Wraps a pass left side to Fogel instead on the sideline. Beavers back off into the zone. Fogel finds Ike. Ike with 6 seconds to shoot, taking his time, faces up on Munch, fakes the jumper, now shoots it. Wouldn't go down. Fogel flies in, grabs the rebound, goes up for the shot, and scores. Big-time play by Davis Fogel. Second rebound and putback for the freshman. A little bit disrupted by Tyon Grant Foster, who was flying in to try to tip dunk and actually hang on to the rim for a second. 67-54. Again, the crowd silent here at Gill. C drives, kicks it to Lake. Lake spins, drives, fade away from 8. Short front rim. Fogle chases down the long rebound. Coach Few wants him to slow down. Instead, Davis drives, had it poked away, got it back, and now kicks it out to St. Superior. And Zag coaching staff, as we approach 6 minutes, and see a 13-point lead, want to run a little bit of clock. St. Superior bounces it to Ike. Ike gives it up left corner, and Inchente catches and shoots. It's an air ball 3, and the Beavers come away with it. Munch with the rebound. Lake brings it up the court, dribbles behind his back to shake free of Inchente. Now to the left side of the floor at the three-point line. Out to Diaz-Graham, right sideline pass. It's C. Now to Munch. Munch defended by Ike. Into the paint, left-handed shot, blocked by Ike. Fogle comes away with the ball, 1-on-3, spins into the paint, leaves it for Ike, trailing. Graham off the glass, it's in, and he's headed to the free throw line. Ike with his third 30-point game of the season gives the Bulldogs a 69-54 lead, their biggest of the game. Munch whistled for the foul. That's number 4, and he quickly heads to the bench as the Bulldogs try to put this one out of reach with 5.5 to play. Well, Graham had 30 against St. Mary's in the return from the ankle injury, and the Bulldogs really needed a big performance in a matchup of the top 2 teams in the WCC in the preseason polls. I needed another big performance here this afternoon, coming off of a heartbreaking, stunning loss. And Graham has delivered and then some. Both games. 30 against St. Mary's, 24 and 10 the other night in the loss, and now 31 points here. C dribbling in front of the Oregon State bench. Passes in the right corner. Skip pass left side. Lake fakes the 3. Penetrates to the left. Leaves it for Yak, who lays it up. Wouldn't go down. His first miss of the game, of course, comes from point-blank range. Jalen Worley back out there with those 4 personal fouls. Comes away with a rebound. Fogle into the front court. Zags are going to run some clock. He leaves it for St. Superior. Under 5 to go. It's a 16-point Gonzaga advantage. Inocente in front of the GU bench. Off the short pass from St. Superior. Now to Ike. Top of the key. Back to the basket. Gives up to St. Superior. Screen from Ike. Dribbles to his right. Pulls up. Fires a 3. It's all net. St. Superior knocks it down. Zags pulling away. It's 73-54. 4:40 to play in our basketball game. Mario's first make of the game. He was 0 for 6 before that. And may have put this one out of reach. Kesey to Lake. Lake at 40 feet gets a screen from Yak. Keeps that dribble live, little crossover, steps back, thought about a 3, pulled it down. Instead gives it up to C, who will shoot the 3 and make another one. Well, the Beavs have stayed close with those 3-point shots. Now 10 out of 17 from behind the line. 10 made 3s, 8 made 2s for Oregon State. Inocente between the circles from the left to the right, passes back to St. Superior. It's a screen from Ike. Lob for Fogle, tipped away by C. Ike comes away with a loose ball, looks down low for Fogle, and throws it off at Davis's fingertips and out of bounds. That turnover on the Zags, just their second of the basketball game, and it brings us to an official timeout. 3:48 to play. Gonzaga 73, Oregon State 57. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet, a real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, you're 5-star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Western National Insurance, we're passionate about the power of nice. That's because nice isn't just a word. It's our way of doing business. It's about surpassing expectations, bringing kindness and decency to our work, and providing a helping hand when you need it most. And we've been putting nice first for more than a century. Find out just how powerful nice can be. Contact your independent insurance agent today and ask for Western National.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
From blowout wins,
It's all Zags here pulling away.
to buzzer-beating buckets,
He's got it. 6/10 of a second to play. Zags lead by 2.
we do it all. This is Gonzaga basketball.
Big second half for the Bulldogs. They've outscored Oregon State 35-23 in the second half. And Gonzaga with a 73-57 lead at 3:48 to play. Now that turnover on the Bulldogs, just their second of the game, comes to 3:48 mark. And Gonzaga has shot 59% from the field in the second half. Meanwhile, the Beavers have been just 35%. So a reversal for Oregon State after making 12 of 22 in the first 20 minutes. Beavers will go to work on offense. Lake across half court. Screen from Yak. Gets another one. Dribbles to his left this time. Bounces it back to the big man. Top of the key. Dribbles it once. Hands it off to White. Back to Yak. He drives and kicks. Extra pass for C. He misses the three-point shot to Davis Fogel. He whistled for the personal foul. Davis is not happy. He feels like C flopped on that. I would tend to agree. But there was a little bit of contact, and we'll see. Sure, we're going to get a replay here, but see, he's going to shoot 3 free throws. A three-point shot has been a critical part of the offense for Oregon State. See, he just made a three-pointer and then has an opportunity at the free throw line to get 3 more. And not this time. Comes up short. C into double figures with 12 points. And hits 2 out of 3. 73-59. 3.5 to play. St. Sperry in the front court with a dribble. Just inside a half court, gets a screen from Worley. Bounces it back to Jalen. Jalen drives, goes the alley-oop. Ike goes up and catches it and somehow throws it in. Might have been intended for Davis Fogel, but Graham got his fingertips on it. Throws the line drive in. It's 33 for Graham, one off his Gonzaga career high. Bulldogs lead is 75-59. C on the drive. Kicks it out left side. Lake with it. Diaz Graham sets a screen for him. Drives, gets around to Chente, gets Ike in the air on the shot fake. Graham couldn't control the rebound, but it's going to be Gonzaga ball anyway as Yak knocked it out of bounds. Yeah, I think that alley-oop from Worley might have been intended for Fogel, but boy, for Graham Ike, why not? And that kind of afternoon for Graham, who played all 20 minutes in the first half. And continues to log heavy minutes for the Bulldogs here as Gonzaga passes in the far corner to Inocente, and now back out to St. Superi. Coach Fuke more than content running clock with 2.5 to go. Shot clock ticks down to 10. Worley comes out to set a screen. Mario dribbling out there, 3 seconds to shoot. Now Mario realizes it, leans in, desperation one-hander, no good. Mario chases down the rebound. Dribbles it out, bounces it to Fogel. Fogel will bring it to the top of the key. Going to work on C. Clock ticks down to 9. Still dribbling it out there. Fogel drives, leans in, flips it in, and a foul is called on Oregon State. Fogel took that possession over after St. Superi secured the rebound and will head to the free throw line for a 3-point opportunity. Yak whistled for the personal foul. Substitutions. Samar and Suatella check back in. Fogle got off to a slow start offensively. He's had a really nice second half. Now 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting from the field. Free throw rims out. Zags have shot their free throws pretty well tonight. Gonzaga now 14 out of 16. Much better than it has been over the last couple of games. Samar, top of the key. Gives it up to White, gets into the paint, little fadeaway, just clears the rim and is in. For White, that is just his first made field goal of the second half. He had it going in the first 10 points before halftime, but completely silent until the 1:45 mark here in the second half. And Fogle gives it up to St. Superior. Mario holds. Screen from Worley, one-handed pass right side into Chente. Now to Fogle. Fogle in the far corner, feeds EK. Graham going to work on Yak. Spins back to the baseline, lays it up, lays it in. Graham has a new career high, 35 points for the Bulldogs. Big man putting on a show here in Corvallis. The lead is up to 18. It's 79-61. 30-second timeout called by Coach Few. Bulldogs lead it by 18. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Your home for Gonzaga basketball. KFOO 96.1 FM Opportunity, an iHeart radio station.
And the Bulldogs looking at Graham Ike this afternoon, coming off of a loss, still without Braden Huff. And the senior has delivered and then some. He spent the entire afternoon on the floor, 35 points, his third.